Welcome, artists and art fans. Thank you for tuning in to the only spot where we chat with artists about their trade, tools, and tips. Let's meet the artists behind the art. We know what they walk the walk. Now it's time for them to talk the talk. I'm your host, Zim Zima, and this is Chatting with Zim, episode 30, part 2. Today's guest, if you guys didn't catch part 1, make sure you guys go back. We got my boy Conartist. You could definitely find him at Conartist Graphic Design right here on Instagram. Christy Jolie, thank you for tuning in. First one. And there he is, man. The myth, the legend, Conartist. Following him, give him a big follow, check out his artwork. Amazing artwork. And I think let's if you can hear me, I think we should start the show, part 2, with the introduction of the Hummingbird.
I think I got these things working, and I don't know what the deal on that was. I couldn't hear you again. For technology.
Yeah. No,
Getting old, I guess. Need glasses, and I can't do earbuds.
Man, I've been having glasses, so no worries, brother. And
yeah, it's been a pain. It's been a pain. It hurts my eyes when I have to stare at that stuff sometimes for so long.
And thanks again for your time, man. Appreciate it, Conartist.
Man, I love it. Thank you for yours. This is pretty cool. You did all right. I like it. Throwing them out there.
There you go. You know what? And we definitely teased. We teased last hour about the greatest and newest piece to your edition there. I think we should just give them what they want, man, and let's go ahead and get into it, man.
All right.
It's time for the big unveiling. A little drum roll.
It's not a big. It's just like, man, I'm just over it. Jason Drawn at Jace Drawn, collaboration piece. If you care to see the other half of this, please go visit him. He's an amazing artist, and we both added a little something from each other's into each other's pieces here. So let me see if I can get you a little more light in here on this thing. I don't know if that helps or makes it worse. Here is the final product here. Now, I know it's hard to see. I'll post a full picture of it on Instagram after this. I just haven't want to show it to anybody.
Dude, that is wicked.
All the way down to the root systems. Wow. And being the first time I ever incorporated my name into anything. Kind of half-assed there. But if you care to see the other half of this, the bridge, the swinging rope bridge there, that's on Jace Drawn's half of his. The mushrooms there under the tree, those are his. And this gorgeous little parrot hanging out right here, that is his. You'll find those on all of Jason, or some of Jason's other side of his bridge there. And it's a collaboration thing. We kind of did this together to help push each other, the support thing I was talking about. You know, it's nothing we needed to do, but it gave us something to do together to push each other, and we both made great artwork out of it. But I'll give you the finished Hummingbird Lily. This took forever. I have over 40 hours in this. I'll post some clean pictures of it online after this.
Definitely, man. That looks badass, bro. Seriously, it really does.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I definitely
dig
all the
That's
details.
what.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't even see. I mean, it really does no justice. Any pictures I take of any of my stuff does no justice. It all looks horrible. Online, it looks much more better. But there it is, and that's dedicated to Jay Strong. I love you, brother. Thank you for everything you did, and you're my brother. I love you. Thank you, Jace.
There you go, Jay Strong. Much love, man. Always love hearing about the support, guys. So shout out to
I'm sorry I didn't have it.
you guys did
Yes.
a
So,
awesome work though, man. For sure, dude.
well, thank you. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Like I said, we and it got us talking more, and we it just pushed us both. It pushed us both because I know after there was a point after he I think you talked to him that he said he kind of didn't do art for a minute, and it's like I understand because sometimes you hit it so hard that you just got to take a break for a minute, and it's just like, but you at the same time feel bad about it. You're like, I can't, you can't. It's like working out. If you stop more than 3 days, you know you're afraid you won't pick it up again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No,
you
you're
just got to
right.
keep on, even when you don't want to. Like I said, there's parts of that thing that just made me want to throw up in my mouth, but I finally pushed through it, and you know, you guys got to see it first. You got to see it first. And if you're a fan of the show, you got to see it first. And if you aren't, then you know you get to see it later.
Definitely.
So,
No, awesome,
yeah.
dude. Awesome work, dude. Both of you guys. Definitely dig the
Thank you.
color too, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was scared. A lot of that kind of scared me. Like I said, you know, that's a lot of time on something that once you put a mark down, that's it. You can't go back. So if you
Yeah.
choose the wrong color, you make you know wrong choice. It's there, and everybody, you know, it's just. And you know, some people may not notice it, but as artists, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
you're the one that sees it. You see that blemish, and if it don't make you happy, you know, it just you'll throw it in a book somewhere, you know, and you throw it in a book somewhere and never show it again because
Oh
you
jeez.
know with all this stuff and you know all the things that I should have finished I didn't, but yeah, don't do that. Just finish it and just go for it and just. But like I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna do small for a while.
Cool. Definitely, man. Hit me up after the show, and I'll give you more detail on how to get your hands on these. You know.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
man, you know that's that was cool, man. I definitely want to look forward to just better pictures. You know.
Right, yeah, and I will post those out pretty quick after the show because I know that some people want to see it because there's only been a couple that have, and a lot of people, you know, I'm sure like me, I'd love to tune into you every time I could, but sometimes we just got things going on, and you know, we don't got time to listen, so we try to hang back and catch it later. So
No,
you
that
know, it's a
yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, right now we don't have to go the full hour. You know, I mean, whatever time you could give to us, it's greatly appreciated, man. So let's go and
listen, whatever you want, whenever.
well, let's try to fast blast through some of these questions, then, man.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, so con artist, man, when you're not drawing, what are you doing? You got any other hobbies or skills?
I'm plumbing the world, my man Zima. I'm plumbing the world.
There you go.
No, I'm in construction. I do new construction. You know, I don't. I try not to put my hands in the dirty stuff. I like it nice, new and clean, stuff like that. That's what I do for my career, and I take it very seriously. And I try to be as best as I can every day, same as I do here. You know, in the studio. Everything I do, everywhere I go, I try to keep that same aesthetic. You know, keep it right, keep it professional, do it the best you can.
Oh yeah,
Um, it's just, you know, it's all you got is your name, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Just,
for
you
sure.
know, so it's just like you, if, you know, selling somebody art, if they pay you and you don't send them the stuff or don't do it right or don't, you gotta get that name. You gotta keep it true. They want to say, hey, this dude's awesome. He does great work. He got it to me on time. Whatever it is, you got to be the best at it every time. So,
Definitely, 110%, man. So we touched on it a little bit earlier. You know, as far as how you related to Josh Queen and how you went in and out of art like many artists, myself included. Um,
right.
it's how do you manage your time? Working a full, working having a career and then doing art. How's that balance life? At least right now compared to I don't know about a year ago.
A year ago, I didn't have a lot of time for it. I was putting down when I could. You know, I was putting on paper when I could, And it really hasn't been until in the last maybe year, 8 months or so, that I finally realized, especially getting to this age, that I'm tired of killing myself every day. I mean, I work my ass off every single day, and I feel it every single day. And I've given myself this time frame of in 10 years, I would like to retire no matter what. And I don't think anybody's probably going to do it. I don't know if retirement will be there when I get to the age of retirement, or if I'll ever even be able to retire. I see guys out there that are 70 still working in these ditches, and I don't want to be that guy. So the whole point of me even doing any of this was to try to just get a basis to where maybe I could, when I'm sitting down ready to retire, I've made a name to where I can do commissions or small showings or something. I don't know, to, help keep me comfortable through retirement, so I don't have to kill. I'd rather sit at this desk than, kill myself every day. But right now I'm still young, and that's why I'm giving myself 10 more years. I just don't want to be doing it in 10 years. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get ahead of it and not wait till the last minute. I guess that's why I've never really sold anything, because I never cared to, until now I'm starting to realize that, this may be what helps me be comfortable later on in years, to where I can spend time with my loved ones and not have to work my ass to death every day.
No, definitely, man. That's a great goal. It's and I like you. I pretty much put myself in the same shoes. Just because I say that, because I want to be like you. With that same goal set, where it's like I just want to draw and be able to go ahead, share, and make a living. You got other people who are like, oh, I want to be an artist. My end game is to work for such and such or do such and such. I just want to be able to keep drawing and supporting myself, man.
Right, and that's all I've done pretty well in my life without money, and I've never been a materialistic person. This is what makes me happy. This is what takes the stress off me. And if I can if I can live a little easier in my later years with it, maybe airbrushing helmets, or who knows, maybe doing a cover for something or something, whatever, just small commissions, whatever it takes. Which, as a matter of fact, through you guys and that Ocean series that I put out, because of the inspiration you used, Halo, Bruce 13, Josh Green, all you guys talking about all that. Put out my first canvas pieces, the Ocean series, you'll see. And I actually have a friend in Corpus Christi who's having a small type gallery showing, and asked me if I'd like to have some art there. So I'm going to do that with her, and she's at Clean Hair Studios in Corpus Christi, Texas. Her name's Allie. They're 98% sustainable and green salon, I guess. I mean, I guess they do stuff right over there. But they open March 28th, and she's asking me to have her some stuff by the third week of March. And I don't know, maybe I'll sell my first piece of art. You know what I mean? And I actually went down yesterday and had some prints made and had some stuff. So, because I don't really know what I want to do with it yet. I don't know if I'm supposed to just sell the originals and the originals only. If I'm supposed to make prints and have more than one of my thing out there. I mean, isn't just one of them what makes them a little more valuable? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, when it gets into subjects like that, I mean, I think you tuned into the right place, man. And I mean, not just myself, but I'm pretty sure some other artists, just by asking, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to lend a hand as well. You know what I mean? To give you tips on what you need. But, I myself, I would figure out what type of show that is. If it's, I mean, if you're going to be around a lot of people, I would definitely.
Well, I'm not going to personally be there. I'm just sending the stuff to her, and if she wants me, I'm doing like an artist bio sheet, all that stuff. It's apparently, I mean, I don't really know much about it. They're in the process of opening this place now, and apparently there's going to be like 4 walls, and I think she might have said she's having a few other artists that she's going to display to. I'm not real sure on it. It's real loose right now. We're still kind of in the works of it, but she did say that I could give her a little mention on here and let you guys know that there is a possible gallery showing coming up in Corpus Christi of some of my work. That'll be the first time I've ever done anything like that, and may possibly be the first sale I ever make. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. No, man, that's cool, man, and definitely hit me up closer to the date, and I'll go ahead and I'll definitely promote it as much as I can here as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then and this will be on the artist bio because I was kind of looking at how she sent me a link on how to make up an artist bio and the things that are on there, and it said if there's anything you've done, shows or anything like that, they could help people. So this will probably end up be on there, so you may get a few views, and people paying attention to you because I'm going to put that I was on this show and if and it discusses how my art style or whatever you want to say, who I am as an artist or whatnot, and maybe that'll help them decide if I'm not a piece of shit or something. I don't know. But
Sure.
I'm totally going to put it out there for you, and say that I was on the show and turn people onto you. I'll try to push it as much. I tell people all the time. Unfortunately, most of the people I know are my age, and they're not really Instagram. Everybody's kind of weirded out by it. I just keep telling them, it's actually a lot easier than Facebook. It's owned by the Facebook. It's owned by the Facebook, and it's a little easier. You don't have to deal with all the nonsense, the bullshit you have to scroll through 50 times just to see what you really wanted to see. Just not all the ads shoved in your face. At least not on mine because I only follow what I want to. I don't just randomly like things and this and that. Like I said, I keep my Instagram account strictly art and supporting other artists. I talk to artists and tell them how much I appreciate their work, and it's awesome. And there's actually a guy that liked something I did here not too long ago, and I went and looked at his profile, and this kid is amazing. It blew my mind. I was like, and I went straight to my girlfriend. I was like, Creasy, I said, look at this. I said, this guy just liked my stuff. I was like, he is so far out of my league. There's no way he could. I mean, he's got to be like looking at turd on a toilet paper right now and going, oh, I like that. It's like, I just felt like there's no way that someone with the talent he had could have, it just blew my mind. And I appreciate that so much from any, it's just awesome. It's awesome.
No, definitely, man. And never. I would say don't, as an artist, don't ever second guess yourselves. You know what I mean? It's it comes, at least for me and the people I've been interviewing. It's you guys are the grinders, and you guys are the ones that do it because of the passion. And
right.
like I told you, I think I told you, these are the type of people and criteria that I'm looking for when I put you guys on the show. I want to show people, hey, these are the people who are dedicated and, they're giving it 110%, and we're doing it, man. It's baby steps here. I'm on the same boat as you guys are, trying to make a name for myself. So
it is, and back to the whole time management thing. If you want to be honest with you, I sacrifice a lot of sleep. I'm tired. I go into work, and the guys are like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing, man. Let's do it. I'm good. I'm going to go to but I'm exhausted. There's nights I have sat up till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. My eyes are burning. My head is killing me, and I'm just grinding it out because if I don't, I can't sleep. I'll lay in bed just going, I should be putting something on paper. And I'll lay there for hours thinking I should put something on paper instead of getting up and doing it. But when I get up and do it, it's when I can sleep like a baby. And, I don't manage it very well at all. I do it, and I'm exhausted. And that's about all there is to it. But that's the love. That's the passion for it.
Definitely, man. And, I'm right there with you, man. It's times where I dedicate myself, and I'll get home from, being out and about, and it'll be 10, 12 at night. I'll stick around till 1 or 2 in the morning, and then I got to wake up at like 6, 7 in the morning to go to work, man. So I feel you, man. I think my advice for time management, not just for you and any other artist, is if you guys are going to sacrifice uh, sleep for art, definitely make sure that you know how much sleep you need personally to be productive and function at least at a 90% scale throughout the day. So that's key.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Once you have that number, you'll be able to know, oh, okay, well, I got to wake up at 8 in the morning. I function off of 5 hours, so that gives me to about 2:30, 3 o'clock tops to push out my art. You know what I mean? And then
Yep.
go about it accordingly. But make sure you get that magic number. That's the magic number. How many hours do I need to function at least at a 90% scale? My magic
Yeah.
number
Yeah.
is 5. So that's me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've found out over the last few years that I'm pretty good about at least 2 nights a week running on 2 hours of sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go.
But then I got to I'll sit down sometimes after work and I'll come in here and I might dabble around or look at it and get ideas or maybe just put a rough sketch down or something like that. But I'm doing something, and then there's days where I know that I put it all here and I put it all there, and now I need to put it, give her my attention or give the kids the attention and then put the art away for a minute. You know what I mean? So there's times where I'll jam on it really hard and then I'll have to stop and, be with the family and then give it another week or so and then hit it hard as hell again. You know what I mean? You got to make up for that time you missed because some of us can't do it every single day
Yeah.
because of that time frame where we just can't drain ourselves down like that, for the art.
And before we get a little bit further into the show, man, you were also telling us in episode 1 or show 1 how you're mentoring your little girl there. You wanted to
Yes.
highlight, so let's go ahead and highlight that, man. How's that?
Yeah. It's good. She's young. She's 11. I believe she's 11 or 12. I can't remember. I don't keep up with ages. I'm having a hard enough time, knowing what day it is. But she's getting into it pretty hard. And man, I've seen her throw down some things that are just like I said. When I was in 5th grade, I remember drawing stick figures and
Mhm.
little army tanks and. She is so far past what I was at her age. As a matter of fact, she's the only artist that I have anything of anybody else's hanging on my wall. And she did this, and she was going to throw it away. And I just stuffed it up on my wall because I couldn't believe how well she had done it with no effort. And I was like, all right, it's just she's just an amazing artist, and she doesn't even realize how good she is. And
Wow.
it's like she was gonna throw it away, and I was like, no, give it to me. Slapped it on the wall. So it was like, so she got the honor of being one of the only person that has any art on my wall other than me. Just because it is what it is. But yeah, she's awesome. And actually, would you like to meet her?
Yeah,
She just
definitely.
popped in, and she actually I think just did these today, and I was showing her. Because I don't paint, but I was giving her advice. She was popping out some paintings
Oh,
today. She was
dude.
trying to do, and I'm telling you, she's got skills, amazing skills
Dude,
for
that
her.
looks bad.
And yeah, and there's actually a third one, and she's done all this stuff in no time. I mean, if I could pop
Whoa.
out three badass looking pieces and the time she throws stuff out, I would do a lot more work.
Hell yeah, dude.
She's stunning. Josie, why don't you step over here for a minute and say hi? Here, put these on. Say hi to them for a second. This is Josie Trailer. Amazing artist. Just a
Hello.
little nod
Hey,
to
Josie, how
her.
you doing?
I'm doing good.
Cool, cool. We're just checking out your art. It's amazing. Pretty great stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Hello.
I just want to let you know, keep on at it. You definitely, I was about your age when I started, and you definitely
Yeah.
got me beat. So I could only imagine, once you hit our age, you know, if it's something that you like to do, I definitely encourage it and keep going at it.
Thank you.
It's awesome. You truly got a gift.
Thank you.
And what got you motivated into drawing?
Well, I've just liked it since I was little, and like I used to have this little tiny sketchbook that I got for my 6th birthday, I believe,
Hmm.
and I would just like draw little fairies and mermaids because that's what I was into when I was little. I was obsessed with mermaids. Like I would get on our computer and look them up all the time. It was I loved them.
Cool. That's awesome. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a little something for your next piece. Do a nice mermaid. We would love to
Yeah.
see your rendition on that.
Thank you.
Cool. I mean, if you want to hand it back, it's definitely fine. I just wanted to say
Yeah.
awesome work and keep going.
Thank you. Here, you can come back now, sure.
Awesome,
I had to
bro.
embarrass her. I had to embarrass her. I had to embarrass her.
I try to
But
make
yeah,
it quick,
she's
man.
she's embarrassing. I would have given her the stage in a heartbeat because she's got it all in front of her. I'm at the ass end of it all. All I can do now is hope that she takes it more seriously than I
Yeah.
did take that huge break. And she has it in so many ways, Em. It's ridiculous. She plays the trumpet. I mean, painting, drawing, whatever she puts down, she's knocking it out. She writes stories. I mean, everything she does has an artistic beauty to it. And like I told her, I was like, even if you don't get into the drawing or the painting or you fall, stay with it somewhere. You got
Hmm.
that artistic eye. Just keep
Yeah.
it going. And like this, actually, she sat down with me one day and she did this, and she's like, "What do you think I should do here?" And she just popped this sucker out in no time, and it's like an original character she did at her age.
There
It's
you
pretty
go.
cool.
It
And it's
is.
got this little necklace that she invented. It's her own design necklace of the thing. It's pretty cool. I mean, she's got a great little eye on her. I mean, like I said, you can't see it really good there, but she's stunning. She really is. She deserves a nod by all
Definitely.
means. So,
Definitely.
Miss Taylor, keep it up.
Shout out. Shout out. She doesn't have an Instagram, does she?
She does, but as parents and guardians,
Yeah.
we're strict on them kids, so we got to monitor everything. She does. I actually follow her. Yeah, it's at Josie Trailer. I don't think she posts much art. She's a teen, so she's
Yeah.
mostly taking selfies with her little friends and stuff like that. I don't even know if she ever posts art. Every now and then I'll catch something and I'll put it out there for her, but not very often. I don't do it without asking her or nothing like that. So.
No, that's pretty cool. She definitely has some skill, and like I told her, I was about her age when I started drawing, so she got me beat as well, and that I told her, just keep going with it. If it's something that she likes doing and if she wants to pursue it, she definitely has the eye and the talent for it. So that's
Oh yeah.
pretty cool.
Oh yeah. She does. She does. And it's I just want her to keep going with it. Just keep that art in you. Keep that man, because it just does so much for you. Like I said,
Oh yeah.
even in outside of the art, off the paper or off the whatever your medium is, it still carries into life. You can carry that over and be that artistic person everywhere. Even if you're flipping a burger at McDonald's, don't have your cheese hanging off the side of it and pickles falling out. Take a little pride in what you do. You know what I mean? How many times you got a McDonald's bag and your fries are dumped in the bottom? We all love the stragglers, but not all of them.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Let's just take a little pride. Be that
That's
person
funny.
every single day, and you'll do all right.
That's great advice, man, and kudos to you, man. It's as a parent, I think that's one of the biggest things we could do for our children is definitely support them on what they want to do. You know what I mean? So it's awesome that you
Yes,
guys
yes,
give her that outlet.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to. So like I said, I just try to mentor her and push her to that. My son, he wants to be in choir, and I pushed him to sing. I don't think he really likes it too much, but I was like, all right, find something else you want to
Hey,
do,
he's
creative
doing it
with.
for the girls, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. You know he is.
You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He said, "Oh, what's that? What was that guy from American Pie? The one that was doing all that went to choir just for the girl." Yeah,
So that's cool.
but,
And you know, you in show one, you talked about the early All Star cast. You know, the artists during the '90s and the comic book.
yeah,
So I take it you're into comics, man. If you had a superpower, what would it be, brother? I'm dying to know.
Magneto's. I'd have Magneto's power, a heartbeat. I tell you what, everybody, I want this one. No, imagine if you could just build whatever you wanted to, just sit there. But Magneto is the man. Yes, yeah, and you even got the classic Magneto. You got yeah.
Hell
That's the
yeah.
power I'd have, without a doubt. Other than that, I don't think there's a superpower that is. I would know the answer to any question as it was asked to me. That would be an awesome superpower. He's like,
yeah.
hey, do you know where that treasure's buried? Now I do. Thank you. That'd be an awesome superpower. But since there's not that power, I'll take Magneto's in a heartbeat because I think that would about outdo anything.
Now here's another one. Would you be a hero or a villain?
Oh, I'd be a villain all the way. So I'm too good to not be a villain. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah. Yeah, so am I.
I'm too good to not be a villain. Yeah. I got that outlet somewhere. Give me superpowers. Bet I turn bad.
That's exactly what I told the wifey too. It's like, oh, thank God you don't give me superpowers because I'd be the greatest villain this world has ever seen, man.
Oh yeah, it'd be yeah. That's what I told my kids too. It's like you better hope there's never a zombie apocalypse because I'm eating you because you're worthless, and
Yeah.
It's fun.
So, if I were to turn on your car radio, man, what would I hear?
Tool all day.
Tool.
But you'd also hear some Incubus, some Beck, some Kings Leon. I like Lil Wayne, NWA, classic NWA. Come on.
Yeah.
Some Outkast. I love it. Anything basically. Shit, you'll catch me listening to some Taylor Swift. I shake it off every day. To be honest with you, if it makes me feel good and it makes me want to move, I like it. Yeah, I don't care who's singing it. You can rag on Justin Bieber or you can rag on whoever, but you like that shit under your breath. Vanilla Ice, you know what I mean? We all do. We might talk about it, but it made us feel good. It made us want to dance. Just because, I don't hate on people. If the music makes you feel good, that's what I'm listening to. But right now, I'm jamming out to Tool most of the time. I rock.
What's your feel good song?
My feel good song?
Yeah, if you're feeling down or if you need something to pick up your spirits as far as music, well, what's that one you go to, man, to be like, oh, okay, cool, this changed my mood a little bit?
Oh, man, that'll usually probably fall right in line. I'll usually throw in some Deborah by Beck. That's just a fun song to listen to. It just makes you feel good all the way around. Let's see. Feeling All Right by Joe Cocker. That always gets me. That'll get me in a good mood. Even though it's about him not feeling all right, it still makes me feel good because my day's better than his. Let's see. Kings of Leon. I mean, I don't know, man. I stick to a pretty set playlist, but yeah, cool. Feel good. Yeah, Black Crowes. I love the Black Crowes and Slightly Stupid. I'll rock about every album Slightly Stupid has if you like reggae or Sublime-ish type music, because I think I want to say I heard Bradley Noel discovered them, but I'm not real sure on that whole thing. So. But I enjoy them. I just happened to go into a head shop one time that sold DVDs, and I saw one and picked it up, and it was a Slightly Stupid live acoustic roots. And I put that sucker in there, and I loved it, so I bought the next one. And then bought the one before the one I bought, and then I bought the other one, and I bought the next one, and I caught up. And I listened. I'm an album guy. I don't like songs. I listen to an entire album, and then I listen to another album. I don't just jump song. So unless I'm working or something, I have my headphones in. But usually I'm just playing albums. I don't just jump playlists, but because they're pretty random. I have a bunch.
Yeah,
My random playlists are pretty random. They'll go from rap to country to this to that, but they're all like that same kind of get you going kind of feel.
there you go.
It ain't about the genre. It's just about how it makes me get going.
Cool, man. We're once again, man, down to like the last 25 minutes of the show.
All right.
And
Anything else you want to know?
you know what? Right now, at this point, let's open it up to see if anybody else has any questions for you, or if you yourself, is there anything I missed or anything you want to touch
No, I
on?
was kind of wondering how long you been drawing, Zilla?
I'm 34. I started when I was about 10 and a half, so 11. So
What's the
23
first
years.
thing you can remember that just made you go, I got to draw that? Like my Sam Keith moment. What's the thing that just made you go, God, I've got to do that. I got to do that.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Yeah. For me, I was born in '85, so I definitely grew up during the '90s. When we used to watch the X-Men on Fox Kids. Spider-Man.
Yeah,
the
it was
animated
really
series.
overly shaded, all
Yeah,
real
yeah.
dark. Yeah, I loved it. I love the style. It was kind of stood out, but you look at it now, it's like, why is everything so dark and black?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah,
So it was during that time when I myself, it's like I used to draw little things like when I first started, I would take coloring books from like the Looney Tunes and put them on notebook paper. And Bugs Bunny was number 1, Taz was 2, and I would go up to the girls and they would be like, "Oh, draw me Taz." I'm like, "Well, here you go. Which number do you want? 50 cents." Quick drawing on their
nice.
notebook, and that's how it started. But the thing that really did it for me was Spider-Man. I wanted to challenge myself. I'm like, hey, I could draw Bugs pretty good. He looks pretty decent. I want to test my skill, so to say. So Spider-Man was the go-to character that I chose. Um,
Was it the
just
webbing or was it the anatomy?
it was more the character himself. That's one of the reasons why I like Spider-Man, and he's my all-time favorite character, is because, like him, I not only do I don't struggle, but I try to be good. I try to be that good guy in life, but like Spider-Man, I'm you know working my ass off. I got a job I gotta meet. I got priorities. I'm not a Bruce Wayne. I'm not rich. I don't have everything handed to me.
Right.
I'm not Tony Stark. I wasn't born with a brilliant, genius mind with tech and all that stuff. So
Right. You're doing it because you feel deep down inside that's what you should be doing.
yeah.
Yeah, I like Spidey. Yeah, he's one of my girlfriend's favorites. She loves Tom Holland too. She's like, oh, every time she
Huh.
can't even watch Infinity War. Every time he little spider floats away, she just starts crying. It just breaks her
Yeah.
heart. So but yeah, she's a Spidey
He
fan too for
yeah
sure.
he actually as a character he grew on me. So I think he portrays the Peter Parker that I grew up with, pretty well. You know what I
Right,
mean?
versus Tobey Maguire or
Yeah.
whoever, yeah. He played it. They picked a great guy to play the Spider-Man. They did,
Yeah.
and I was happy with it.
Yeah, I mean they all have their parts. Tony Maguire played a more much you could kind of say mature, older Peter Parker, even though he was still in high
Right.
school at the time. Garfield, he played that I'm I'm a nerd, but I'm cool type of Spider-Man mentality, and
Yeah.
right now the latest one, Tom, I think he captures everything. He's witty, his body structure. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty
Right,
cool.
right. Yeah, they did a good pick on him when I heard they were doing him. Yeah, I knew he was from Billy Elliot back in the day, and I knew he was like a trained dancer and a gymnast. So I was
Mm,
like, oh, shit, they got the right guy for that. So, I mean, I
yeah,
knew that he was going to bring his A game to just, and not having some random dude in a mask, and then you only see Tobey Maguire pull the mask off, and the body double's the one doing all the Spidey shit. You know what I mean? It's like he's actually he's got the ability and the training to do that stuff that you need to be Spider-Man with. Yeah, he's a great character. And yeah, I did that one. That's one of the only digital piece I ever did was a Spider-Man I did. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I definitely saw it.
Digital Spidey. And that was actually me underneath that suit there. I wanted to do an original pose, something that had never been done, and I kind of think I caught him swinging. The picture looks like he's like this, but he's supposed to be on the downswing, and he's pulling one and he's shooting with the other. He's coming up and he's hitting the top of that. Yeah. And I actually I had to strip down in my underwear and so I could get the anatomy, and I propped pillows under me. And I got to pose best I could do, and I had my girlfriend just start snapping the hell out of some photos. And I was like, oh, because I wanted the pose that I wanted in my head, and I wanted it perfect. And and then I used the anatomy structure from that photo as the basis of what his muscle structure is. So without having clothes, because I wanted to be able to see every turn, the way everything moved. I'm not, I wasn't, you didn't go to graphic art school like McFarlane or them who are just the guys that were just like, God, these guys are drawing muscle tone and they got anatomy on point. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not that. So, but I don't try it and Spider-Man deserved it. I couldn't draw Spider-Man like I do these guys. So, you know what? I got it right, and I did use a reference on that, but I used myself and nobody else, and it's an original pose, and then that's actually me under that Spider-Man. So that's pretty, little fun facts. Just one day I'll actually put it online, on my Instagram and show the story, because I have all the photographs and the whole, so I might put the behind-the-scenes making of the Spider-Man, or something.
Yeah,
but,
Creasy says that's the weirdest photo shoot.
It was pretty weird because I was like, I need you to take pictures. And she's like, what? And I was like, just trust me. I was like, all right, I had to get down in my underwear. And I was like, all right, here we go. And she's like, what the hell? But
and just
it's for the art.
See, it's. So there you go.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's it. That's me under there. That's an original pose. That's me pulling it out. But and then referenced, and then of course I gave him the Spidey flare, the big calves, the slender here, slender there. I think I actually made it look like he's got a bulge there, but it wasn't intended. I think a friend of mine pointed that out. I was like, a Spidey sense there, and I was like, no, that was supposed to be like the way his legs were kind of kicked. It was. It just didn't work out right. But on your mistakes, it's not a bulge. It's just a fuck up, guys.
Something was definitely tingling.
Yeah, that was it. Fun fact. Didn't expect you to pull that one up, but yeah, you got on the ball with that one.
Now I'm gonna ask you. The last. About 16 minutes of the show, man, and I'm gonna ask you what I asked Seha, Polka Arts. It's as far as criticism goes, man. It's like how do you take criticism, and how do you think artists should take criticism? Do you think we should get it from all sorts of avenues, or if you're not an artist, don't criticize me type of game? Excuse me.
I tell you what, criticism is also a very important learning tool. I don't take bad. I show things to people sometimes on my phone. I'll take a picture of what I've done before I post it, and I might show a coworker. Like my friend Josh that I work with, for instance, I'll show him stuff, and he always just like, and then I'll show somebody else, dude, that's so fucking badass. But Josh tell you straight up, that's not my thing. It don't hurt my feelings. I understand that's not your thing, but you know what I do instead of getting pissed off about it? I asked him, what would you like to see? What would be your thing? And of course he's like American flags and bald eagles. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But so maybe one day I'll try to draw a bald eagle. You know what I mean? You take it and take, just don't take it as someone just doesn't like your work, and if the only reason somebody, I guess, could get upset about someone not liking the work is if they're insecure in themselves. Because I guess if you're not insecure about it, you can just take it as a learning tool, or like mentoring. Sometimes I think I might come off a little abrasive on Josie when I'm trying to explain to her something about how to do it, and she doesn't understand it because she hadn't got the experience. So she probably thinks I'm just being a mean ass or something, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to guide her the way that I saw happen. But you just take that criticism and learn from it. Use it as I can't think of the word right now, but
Yeah, use it
but yeah,
to definitely more
better.
motivation. You know.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
like I said, the jellyfish and starfish and the octopus, it's not really things I like to throw things out of my mind. I don't really like to draw things that are people see a million times. There's a million jellyfish pictures out there, stuff like that. I like to draw stuff that nobody's ever seen before. But you know what? Sometimes you might have a damn good time throwing it down, even though it's not your thing. And just take that advice from somebody. I never would have thrown it down if somebody else said, it's not my thing, but why don't you try drawing an octopus or a jellyfish? Challenge accepted.
yeah,
It's like, own it, don't get mad about it. Use it, use it. Take that criticism and build on it. And if, expand, if you can't move away from one, if you only like drawing dragons and warriors, or if you only like drawing anime and manga, or you only like drawing a pen and ink, or you only like paints, it doesn't matter. If someone says, yeah, I don't really care for it, just whatever, so what? Just keep rocking. I mean, the next person's gonna. You know what I mean? It's not all about that one, but it's your life. You're seeing through your eyes. Who cares what they think? Just use it to learn off of, and keep doing your thing. Keep doing what makes you happy.
no, for sure, dude. And I want to remind everyone, the viewers right now, that if you got questions, definitely feel free to ask. Now is the time. Uh, and that was a good answer, man. So pretty cool, man, for that criticism. I think it's a great learning tool as well. Obviously, you're gonna have those individuals, haters and stuff that might take talk shit, to put it in layman's terms.
Right.
But I think that, like Poka said, if it's something that could help you and benefit you, then I think it's a good it's a good weapon to keep in the tool bag. Criticism.
Yes, it is. It's just, and and there's times that I have put things down that I thought maybe was a little inappropriate, but they just came to me nothing that ever meant to be a shock factor or anything like that. And to be honest with you, it was a sketch. It was a sketch I'd done of. I probably are not. It was a sketch I'd done that was represented inappropriate acts or whatever like that with somebody highly adored, but. I was showing somebody my portfolio one time at somewhere that I worked every day. They wanted to see it, and so I told them I'd bring it the next day and let them see it. And I forgot that this was in that portfolio. And you know what? As she was flipping through all the stuff, and that's the one thing that I thought she was going to throw across my portfolio across the room. She stopped. She actually reached out and touched it and brushed the page and then turned it. I don't know. It was the weirdest reaction
Huh.
I ever seen, and it's something that I thought in a million years that, would have highly offended somebody, and it actually didn't. It was like, so, and there was a guy that, I was checking out his stuff because he liked something of mine, so I was seeing what kind of artist he was, and he made a comment in the talk about how he's just all around likable guy, despite some of his artwork, how it may appear. And after looking through stuff, I was like, man, don't ever apologize for your art. Just do you, and don't worry about everybody else. Just keep rocking with it. And if that's what you feel, throw it down. It doesn't. If you're not trying to just purposely shock people, or just do some random a-hole stuff, if it's just coming out of you in an artistic way, such as David, or
Hmm.
or hustler guy, Larry Flint. two different realms, both naked. Which one do you consider art? Which one don't you? You know, it's just all about how you present it. And if you're just trying to shock somebody, you're generally just going to do that. But if you do it in a way where it's just how it spoke to you in an artful way, but it might be a tad taboo or risky, it isn't going to get the response you generally think it is. And it's just it was a little bit of an eye opener, and that's when I knew that I never really had to worry about what I had to put down. You know, I could, as long as I did it the right way. Uh, I think I can sleep at night with what I put on paper sometimes.
Yeah, there you
So,
go. And just last 9 minutes, man. And the last question for me, brother, it's the most important skill, idea, or tip that you learned in your art world.
the most important uh, support.
Okay.
Support. You got to have support from somebody to drive you. If you don't, and you know, even if you don't have, if you just have anybody in your life that is trying to make you feel bad about the time you're spending on that your art versus the time you could be spending with that person. You know, you don't want somebody that's making you feel bad about you trying to do your passion, you know, and trying to make you only, because that'll drag you down. I had somebody that just never really built me up. I kind of made me feel like my stuff wasn't very good, and then I found somebody that told me, I love to watch you draw any time you want to. And in the last 3 years, I put out more work than I have in 40.
Sweet, man.
So it's support. It's been an eye opener. Support. If you've got somebody there that just can have that passion with you, even though they're not doing it, might not be their thing. But if they will just support you in the fact that you need that in your life, that that's what you need to do, uh, that is a big deal. Big deal. Other than that, detail.
Support in detail. Awesome. Sweet, man. Well, that's it, guys. Uh, about 7 minutes to go, man. It's been a pleasure, con artist.
Hey man, the pleasure's actually been on mine. It was pretty fun. It was pretty loose, pretty chill. I enjoyed the
Yeah.
talks. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and I got to learn a little bit about you. I don't get to hear you talk much about what started you in the art, and I'll hit you up. We'll discuss this more sometime. I don't know.
Yeah, actually,
But yeah,
so funny you say that because I'm definitely keeping something that in the back of my head, man. I think I might. It was an idea brought up by Phalo Halo and Bruce 13, where they actually want to go ahead and interview me. So
I heard caught a comment or something like that from I think Halo Halo or it might have been Bruce 13. I think it was Bruce 13 where he was talking about interviewing you or something.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, huh? And I was like, I was like, what is he? I made me think maybe he had a show or something. I didn't know, but I just heard a comment about interviewing you. So yeah, that's a great idea. I think somebody should. I want to hear more about what got you drove into it and why you do what you do.
No, definitely, and I would love to talk more about myself, but man, this outlet is for you guys. This is something that just came about one day, and it's all about you. This is your time, your hour to shine. You know what I'm saying? And
It
I'm just
really
giving.
is, but if you can't connect with the person who's talking to you, how are you going to connect? I mean,
All
if we
right.
don't know who you are, how are we going to connect with you?
That
You
being
know.
said, this is the last episode of Chatting with Zim.
No, you're awesome. You're fun. I always get a kick out of it. It's fun learning what you like. That way, you get better talks. You can
Oh,
get into
cool.
it more. It's
Definitely,
fun.
definitely, man. And many people tried, man. Many people tried getting stuff out of me, but I don't mind here and there. I don't mind here and there, but when it tries to turn the tables on me, then no, no, no.
No, I don't mean it
And,
like that. It's just every now you got to let go of a little information now and then, like Spider-Man, and
for sure,
10 years old, you started drawing. Little things
for
connect,
sure, for
connect.
sure. And that's it, man. Last 5 minutes. Anything else? I mean, if you want to know more
Uh,
about me, man, definitely now's the time. If any
uh,
if anybody has a quick question, now's the time to ask Conartist
Brian,
here.
any questions out there?
Yep.
Until you get a question pop up, I guess, down there. So what's up with the figures? Let me see your figures, man.
Oh,
Let me
dude.
see them figures. Let's see what you got. You got any good Transformers in there?
A couple. So right now, right off the back on my desk, since I don't have any more shelf space, I got a few flying. This is Anime Hero Academia. Some Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got Tommy. Love
Yeah.
Tommy. He was the best. White Ranger all the way.
You got the Red Ranger in there. Back here, you got my favorite villain, and there it is. I
Whoop,
love his,
whoop.
yeah, love his philosophy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Magneto all the way.
You got
Dr.
another.
Doom. You know what? Doom was pretty beast, man. You got to admit,
Yeah,
Doom
he
was
was.
beast.
He was.
Oh, and
Also,
I actually saw an awesome drawing that Sam Keith did of Dr. Doomsday. It's amazing. You got to try to look it up. Shredder. Love it. Damn, that's the
yeah,
movie one, too. That's the movie figure.
yeah. This is the movie figure. This literally just came out in February from a brand called NECA, NECA, NECA figures,
Let me let
and
me see his
these.
helmet. Is that's part one Shredder. That's not part two, is it?
No, you're right. Part one Shredder, and the cool thing.
All right. Oh, nice. He looks like him. He's got the scars.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
awesome detail. Got the Vulture, and
I
just
keep
for.
waiting for the Sinister Six. I keep waiting for them to bring out this. They've done the dang Avengers. They've done this and that. Why won't they give us the Sinister Six? How many times are they going to reference it in a Spider-Man movie before they give us the Sinister Six?
For sure, this is the time. How much time we got left? And here, Transformers.
Ah, Optimus. Love it. I remember, yeah. I remember buying Optimus when I was a kid. That's when toys were good, die cast, rubber
Oh
wheels.
yeah,
You could hit your brother with them and send them to the hospital. Those were good toys.
I had the Generation Ones back there.
Oh, it's Megatron. Yeah, I want the original Generation 1 Megatron so bad. There was a kid on my block that had the Megatron and transformed into a gun, and it was just the coolest thing. I never had Soundwave either. I always wanted them. I like the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, these are from the same NECA brand. These are the movies version.
They do pretty good quality.
They do.
Awesome.
The quality is amazing.
Hey, I like the Predator Robocop all the way. Remember that movie? I love that movie.
So
6000 SUX.
yeah, this is actually the same brand, NECA. It's a NECA RoboCop and a NECA Predator, and their figures are
What do those run?
highly detailed.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that. Hey, that Xenomorph I just picked up is so detailed. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
yeah. So these guys they run for about $25. When if you find them when they first come out, man. Right now, these bad boys are running for like over $80 a piece. So
Really nice. Dang.
yeah,
Yeah, they look like they're worth it. Whoever's putting them, whoever the sculptor is on those is doing some amazing work as far as how they look compared to the movies and stuff. Hey, you got a little Mr. Sinister there. Like
yeah.
that Gambit all the way. Man, you got a good collection, buddy. It's nice. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I admit I've got a Pops on my shelf. Yeah, I had to have one.
Make sure you hold on. Watch this. Check this out. At Conartist Graphic Design.
That's awesome. Little boy. That's pretty beast.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, you got a nice collection, man. I see little Colossus back there. He was, I got into Colossus for a while in the comic books. He was like one of my favorite X-Men for the longest time. I just thought he was so underrated. Juggernaut, fan. I always loved Juggernaut.
Yeah. And that's it, man. Looks like the time is about to get us. So
All right, Zim,
thank
I
you.
appreciate it, man.
Definitely, man. We got about 10 seconds left. So thank you guys for following. Make sure you follow Conartist Art Graphic Design, Conartist Graphic Design here on Instagram. And check out the rest of the shows later on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining.
Yes.
Check out Monsters
Follow
Art.